Alright guys, this is CBD228, and today I am going to be showing you some of the better flint and steel strikers. So, what is a flint and steel striker, you may ask? Honestly, it just depends on your preference. It can be different for anyone. For most people, a flint striker is just your traditional mag bar and your flint rod. Basically, getting one of my first strikers as this, and now having lots of different strikers, and actually knowing how to get a natural spark is pretty interesting to see how far it comes from and goes to. Anyway, I'll be showcasing 4 different strikers that I've acquired over the years. Alright, so basically what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing 4 tests. The first test will be petroleum jelly soaked cotton balls, and then the other will be just regular cotton balls, like nothing added to it. The next test will be just tender, like dry grasses and stuff like that. And then the last test will be the UST, I think it's paratender. I'll get into that later. So basically, the first test I'll be conducting will be with this buckle this buckle striker. This is essentially just a minimized striker, sort of like this one, where you have your flint and then your steel, and you just get your flint rod and your steel striker, strike it like that, and you should get a spark. It's best to get the steel and strike it on the ferro rod like that, so then you can produce the most strikes and sparks. So, for the first test, I've got a cotton ball here. And if you didn't know already, cotton balls are, if you're in a survival situation, are going to be what you want. If you ever are in need of something to start a fire, you're going to want to get this cotton ball. Almost anything can strike it, and as you can see, there you go. Now it's lit. This is going to be what you want, because this will light up almost any dry grass like you can see here. So if you don't have cotton balls, I don't know if you'll be able to. That is cool. Petroleum jelly is like water. And if you haven't heard about, this survival hack, petroleum is like a lifesaver whenever it comes to fuels, because as you saw, that cotton ball did not really, my camera decided to die, so that's a bunch of footage. Anyway, I got this little guy to light all these except for the grass and the paratender, but we did get this striker, which is basically just pretty good striker to strike for those two, but I couldn't really get it to strike the paratender just because of the wide radius. Remember, the fibers were open. So that's that. And then for the next one on the list is the UST Strike Force. This is basically the next item on the list, but this is the UST Strike Force. Smaller sparks, however, it does do it in a smaller area, which is better because that way you can have more heat and more energy to this stupid thing will stop trying to blow away, and more room to make a fire. Like that. Took one spark to get on that. And then next, for the petroleum soaked cotton ball, tough out the edges, and that's what many people forget. They forget to tough out the edges. Great solid fire starter. If you want to check a link on how I made this, I didn't give any specific times of how long it lasted, but that will be, I'll put a card up right now. So next on the list is the paratender. Now you can get this one too light, it's just a little more difficult. They do claim you can get it to go. I'm light on this, but so far. It wants to. It's just not. Oh, it was. So I guess it won't. It does like that. I've done it before. I just can't get it to do it on camera too. Basically, the premise of this fire starter is once you get it to light up, it's going to emit like a little flame like that. Can't get any of them to work yet. Since none of these have been able to light anything, I don't think it's going to be able to light this. Anyway, the next one on our list is definitely the one that you want to buy if you're trying to go heavy, because this is like, and then of course now the wind starts up whenever I'm trying to use the good one. So essentially, this is the best one. Well, I don't even think I'll have to tap out the edges. Kind of get a new this. And there you go. That was from really far away. So you can see how effective this is. Next, petroleum soaked cotton ball. It also comes as a cotton ball, as you can see. You have to light that stuff on fire. Light that grass on fire. There it is. Got it to light. We're out of the camera view. But that will light the paratender. And then just get your other tender and it'll light right up. So it will light the paratender. I'll just wait for the wind to die down. There it is. So, on to the more business terms. Alright guys, so for more of the business terms, if you're looking for like more of a prepper situation and on the go and tiny and discreet, then you're going to want to look for the buckle thing because that's cheap, lightweight, and pretty durable. Next was the mag and ferrocerium rod. That was sort of, it's not really a gimmick, but once you wear it down and get to about the middle of the ferro rod, then it's a really good striker, and that's what I found. So if you're looking for something to put in your car or like a survival kit or, I don't know, bug out bag or whatever, then that's what you're going to want to use. But if you're going to want to have more of quality, get the UST Strike Force thing. They have all sorts of cool strikers that actually really work well. Because instead of having a bunch of sparks everywhere, there's less sparks but they're in more of a concentrated area, which creates fire, because fire needs three things to maintain itself, and heat is one of them. And so anyway, the next one on the list was the Bear Grylls Gerber Strike fire starter. At first when I bought it and it said fire starter, I was like, why does it say fire starter? It's just a flint and steel striker. Like, what the heck? And I ended up figuring out why it was like that. Because it essentially is a fire starter. You just get your tinder bundle like I did in the video, and then you get like your big nest of all your dry grasses and all that stuff. Then you put some small sticks over it and you build a fire. It's just how it works. And so if you're looking for something to put in like one of your really high-end survival bags, that's what you're going to want to choose. But if you're me and you're just using stuff in the backyard, I'd go UST Strike Force. And then I'll leave links down in the description so that you can go and buy them. There you go. That's business. CBD 228 and Flint Steel away.